say something. Okay, plan. Oh well.
How are you? We're doing good. How are you doing?
No, I didn't say it. Yeah, I answered it.
Yeah, you didn't come through loud.
Okay, let's call the meeting back to order. We're calling this meeting back to order. We are up again. What we're going to do is we do have a recording of the whole meeting, and Ms. Clifton will check later. If the first part of the meeting did not go, we will upload the meeting in its entirety, as we are recording it. Okay, were there any other members of the public that wish to speak? Okay. Moving on to item number 10, ordinances to introduce. O-22-12, an ordinance amending Chapter 4, Section 9.5C, offensive or dangerous weapons of the revised general ordinances of the Township of Rockaway. Can I have a motion?
Second.
Any council discussion?
Yes, Council President. Just quickly on this ordinance, I just was wondering what was there a certain reason why it was being updated?
Ms. Singer?
The attorney was reviewing the ordinances when we were looking at something else in that chapter, and really, it shouldn't be up to the chief alone, it should be up to the statutes. Is that correct, chief? That's what it should be.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other council discussion? Please take the roll.
Councilman Quinn?
Yes.
Councilman Friedlander?
Yes.
Councilman Brooks?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noon?
Yes.
Councilman Salberg?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brooks?
Yes.
Vice President Sackett?
Yes.
President Kritz?
Yes, that's 8 yeses, motion carries. O-22-13, amending Chapter 4, Section 6, towing, road service, and storage of vehicles of the revised general ordinances of the Township of Rockaway. Can I have a motion?
So move. Second.
Any council discussion? Please take the roll.
Councilman Quinn?
Yes.
Councilman Friedlander?
Yes.
Councilman Brooks?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noon?
Yes.
Councilman Salberg?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brooks?
Yes.
Vice President Sackett?
Yes.
President Kritz?
Yes, that's 8 yes votes. Motion carries. Item number 11, consent agenda. R-22-68, R-22-69, R-22-70, R-22-71. Can I have a motion?
So moved. Second. Second.
Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Quinn?
Yes.
Councilman Friedlander?
Yes.
Councilman Brooks?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noon?
Yes.
Councilman Salberg?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brooks?
Yes.
Vice President Sackett?
Yes.
President Kritz?
Yes, that's 8 yeses. Motion carries. Moving on to old business, new business, and reports. Again, I'll ask that we keep this to 5 minutes, and we will start with Councilman Brooks.
Thank you, Council President. Here we go. Just wanted to remind everybody to pick up in front of their houses. I get a lot of debris at my house. I think people think they can just chuck it out of their dump trucks when they're going up the street and try to get into my garbage cans. So I think it's a game they're playing, but I think it's important to at least start with your own property, and then we can definitely look further than that. So I appreciate that. Other than that, I know a lot of the sports are starting back up. We had a little bit of rain issues prior to the spring break, and for baseball and everything, it's really getting in this weekend. We started soccer last week, so looking forward to seeing the kids out there running around. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Councilwoman Noon?
Yes, just two quick things. Went up to Mount Hope for the spring cleanup this past Saturday. That's always fun, always interesting things going on up there. Then attended the library festival on Saturday, which was the first time I went, and bought some interesting books, and had a great time. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Quinn.
Yes, sir, thank you. The planning board, we had nothing on the agenda, that was canceled. The Citizens Rec Committee, we welcomed all the new members, explained exactly what the committee's about, and they are getting ready to assign them to some programs as representatives to see if they can help out in any way with these programs. And as Doug said, yes, our sport programs are kicking up now, seeing the weather is hopefully starting to break. I also, on the cleanup day, went to Parks Lake, and it was amazing to me. It was a nice day. We had a lot of people out there, but it's the first time personally that I was able to walk around Parks Lake since I had my stroke. And I noticed, and thanks for all the benches, they're great. I noticed that the asphalt, the walkway itself, needs some help. We may have to look at that because there is trip hazards. Seeing that I am disabled and walking, there is a section of the Rockaway sign, by the Rockaway sign, that is actually beveled down and cracking. Also by the Rockaway Township sign, I found it interesting that there's a crosswalk with a guardrail going straight across it, and about 10 feet down is where you can walk through, directly across from a street coming straight at you. So I think somebody needs to look at that, maybe do an adjustment on the crosswalk, because the concrete's on the other side for the walkway and the red padding, and then when you come to this side, the concrete is blocked by that guardrail. So it's something that needs to be looked at. The entire walkway, somebody has to walk it besides me, and see that we may have to put some patches and get some asphalt on that. All right? Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Friedlander?
Yes, thank you. Couple committee reports. We have our Historical Society meeting this month, and we're looking forward, the committee's looking forward to getting the bids in to start with the work on the inside. April 27th, if you're around in the municipal building at 7 o'clock, they're having the tribute to Patrick Owens, who was with Picatinny, and it's going to be a Picatinny historical event. Saturday, the Fort Fayche House is part of the Pathways Tours, which goes through Morris County to different towns, and we're Saturday at 12 to 4. That's our tour schedule. Let's see, Library Festival was there. The count for Festival Day for the library was around 1,600 people.
Nice.
Incredible day. Library staff, everything just went smooth. They had new programs for the kids, and it was a great day. Let's see what else. Substance Abuse Alliance had a meeting. It's the last meeting, and I keep on mentioning this right before, because this will be the last one. May 19th, Concert for a Cause, Captains of Leisure at the Barn from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and they start at 6:30. And the Barn is going to give 20, if you eat there, they're going to donate 20% back of your receipt to the Substance Abuse Alliance in our town. So it's a project that should work quite well for our organization. That's it as far as, spring cleanup. I was up at Mount Hope with Mary Noon, Councilwoman Noon and Councilman Sackett. Tremendous turnout. After there, I went down to the borough, missed Jack, but there were still people cleaning up, and had a nice conversation with the mayor of the borough who happened to be there. So that kudos to the health department for setting up a great cleanup day. Also want to personally thank DPW. It seems my block always has water main breaks, and when we had the tour, because of the tour, when I walked outside, because it was one house over, hey, I knew what they were doing. It's incredible, and these guys just do a tremendous job for our town. So I just want to reach out to tell administration that you got a great group there. And that's my report for tonight.
Thank you. Councilwoman Brooks.
Good evening. Just a few things. First of all, I'll hop on Manny's historical bandwagon. So you want some Nordic culture, stop by the Norbu Lodge, also on the 1st from 12 to 4. It's pretty cool there. I think specifically the Blue Tour. I don't know, you know that? I think it's specifically the Blue Tour it's on. But it's always very interesting. It's a good time. Personally, living over there, I always find it, I just get enamored by the culture and how the community developed. Also, we have the Kiwanis of Rockaway is doing a touch a truck on May 14th from 10 to 1. It's going to be at the Dwyer parking lot. They have a chapter recently in Rockaway, and they're trying to raise money to help the kids and people in need in Rockaway Township, Wharton, the borough. I think it's those three. So if you also want to get involved, you can check out the Kiwanis of Greater Rockaway. The Board of Ed has a meeting tomorrow at 7:30 at Copeland. I think they are approving their preliminary budget as well, so feel free to stop there and check out that. And I think that's all I have. Good.
Councilman Solberg.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I'd like to report on our Board of County Commissioners. They as well just recently approved their budget, and from their press release, this will be their third consecutive year that they've prevented an increase in the county tax rate. And I believe I reported about maybe 3 meetings ago about the additional $34 million in education, cultural, and economic development that they're going to be instituting this year. So they're really doing some great things, and we're able to keep, again, the tax ratables flat. What we'll be seeing locally, part of their plan is going to be the upper 2.2 miles of Green Pond Road in both Rockaway and Jefferson Townships. So that'll be beginning soon. So again, a lot of good things not only for Rockaway but for the entire county through their development plans, and a third straight year of them not increasing our tax rates. That's what I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Council Vice President.
Thank you, Council President. Rockaway Township Spring Cleanup this past Saturday, the 23rd of Mount Hope, was excellent turnout. I think the year before they did a great job, because I remember seeing pictures from the year before. We had a lot of garbage, but not as much as the year before. And it was great to walk around Mount Hope and stop at the Scout Cabin and pick up a lot. The most thing I noticed was unfortunately, beer bottles and cigarettes. That's, cigarette butts. That's what I noticed a lot of. So just kind of talking about the garbage before, that's, going around Mount Hope, and I'm sure that's all over Rockaway and the side. So that was a great day. The Spring Festival at the library was packed with the animals, the band, the ice cream truck, and all the good stuff they had there. Great day this past Saturday. Also, the next Citizen Rec meeting, Tuesday, May 3rd. We have a group of young ladies from Morris Hills girls track team who's heading to the Penn Relays, which is really big, Thursday. This Thursday, April 28th, from Morris Hills High School. We had six girls going for the 4x100 and the 4x400, and actually a special shout out to my daughter, who's a freshman, who will be running the 4x100. Also, good luck to the Renegades this weekend at the Roxbury. There's a big tournament in Roxbury. And lastly, just want to wish because the next meeting is May 10th, Happy Mother's Day. to all the moms out there, my mom, my wife, and all the excellent moms in Rockaway Township. Thank you.
Thank you for the Mother's Day reminder. By gift. Thank you. I want to thank the various sports teams in town for being agile in trying to locate new fields with the laws of P1 and P2 temporarily, while Peterson is under construction. I know it's not easy, short-term pain, long-term gain. We knew it was coming, but I think that it's commendable that I know that all the various teams came together to try to work this out, so I want to thank them. That being said, lots of going on at Peterson. It's really exciting to see what's happening there. Next week is Teacher Appreciation Week. So for those who still have kids in school or grandkids, this is when we get to say an extra thank you to the teachers. I planned this for last meeting, but Will, I know that you just turned 50. I know you just had a birthday recently. So I wanted to say happy birthday from 49, I'm sorry. Mr. Dyer, our rec director, recently sent out a flyer, which I thought was really interesting. Saturday, May 7th, at the mall from 2 to 4, there's going to be a career carnival for kids. They asked that you pre-register, but I think that this is a fantastic idea. I told my kids about it. We are certainly going to try to make it over there. I haven't seen this before. I don't know if we've done it before, but I think it's a fantastic idea. There's a ton of different corporations and businesses that are going to be there. I just think it's a great idea. So thank you for putting that out there, and hopefully we will get to see you there. That is all I have. I am going to turn it over to Mr. Jackson, our mayor.
Yeah, thank you, Council President. I just think listening to the reports, there's so many great things going on in our town that a lot of the council members spoke about, and I think it's really good coming out of the pandemic, being able to get out again and be with each other and do positive things. In terms of the Spring Festival, I'd like to call out a couple things. I'd also like to thank our first responders that were there. We had a good police presence. I believe we had the Mount Hope Fire Company. We had an EMS unit there. But also the work that goes into it and preparing an event like that. Mr. Friedlander, what'd you do Saturday after to clean up? Yeah. Did you go over to the library? Did you help? What? Yeah. Yeah. And then what'd you do? So Sunday the event was 12 to 4. When were you there from? Yeah. So, yeah. Appreciate your efforts and being involved in that. A couple things I also wanted to cover. I've been working with, or speaking with the mayor of the borough. We're trying to put together a joint event. We're working out some of the details, and I'll get back to hopefully in the next meeting or two. I'll have an update to share with everybody. But my goal is to do more with the borough and get more unity between our two municipalities. I think it would be great. Had a meeting regarding the plaque that's going to be installed at the memorial at Parks Lake. So for those of you who don't know, we have a project where we're renovating the memorial that's at Parks Lake by the gazebo. There's going to be I call it a patio area, a knee wall, and part of that is going to be the Unico, the Rockaway Township Unico is purchasing a plaque dedicated to General Ray Odierno. And we're going to install it as part of that memorial. So it's going to be, we're really excited about it. There's a lot of work going into it. So I just wanted to mention that. Yes, spring cleanup, so much work done by Kara. I saw Jamie and Dan from our health department, so many DPW workers helping out, driving around, picking up the garbage. Really appreciate everybody's efforts there. And I think, and we will have, the township will have a presence at the the career carnival at the mall. I'll be stopping by too. I think it's a great opportunity for kids. I think we're gonna, we have some employment opportunities, because I'm assuming most of the kids are gonna have their parents there, so maybe we'll have an opportunity to, do some recruiting too. So, it is a great thing, and I think there's just, in general, a lot of great things going on in town, and it's the people up here and the people in the office and everybody else that works for the township that's making all this stuff happen, so I appreciate it.
Thank you. Mr. Yashipano?
Thank you, Council President. I can indeed respond to the litigation report request. I apologize to Mr. Kelly for what he perceives as me being selective, but the fact of the matter is, when 98% of the litigation that the township is confronted with was instituted by him, that's the way the bologna slices. But running down the cases, I think I did inform the council, but just in case I didn't, a couple or 3 weeks ago, the appeal filed by Mr. Kelly and Mr. Schmidt with the Appellate Division of Superior Court, following a negative verdict against them by Judge Minkowitz, by which, among other things, they attempted to unseat Mr. Brooks. I'm sorry, Mr. Brooks. That was rejected by the Appellate Division. There are still 2 more pieces of litigation pending in Superior Court, maintained by Mr. Kelly. Those are the pieces of litigation against former Mayor Puzio and Mayor Jackson in his capacity previously as council president. They are both running their way through the system. We expect that both of those lawsuits will be disposed of inside of the next 4 or 5 months. Then there was an election lawsuit filed by Mr. Kelly, which resolved before Judge Minkowitz just this past Friday. The essence of that lawsuit was Mr. Kelly's attempt to reserve for himself the slogan "Regular Republican Organization," and his effort to have Mayor Jackson's primary petition rejected, which would have resulted in Mayor Jackson not being on the ballot. I'm pleased to inform you that after oral argument on Friday and directly from the bench, Judge Minkowitz dismissed the lawsuit in all counts, with the exception of granting Mr. Kelly a position on the ballot, and rejected Mr. Kelly's request that he be permitted to use an alternate slogan. So that takes care of 99% of the litigation. With respect to Mr. Kelly's request to report on the Zephyr Technologies litigation, that was a minor piece of litigation instituted against the township from a tech company. That's what I'll call them. Software company, tech company, whatever the proper language is. My firm responded to that lawsuit. That lawsuit was dismissed approximately 30 years ago with absolutely no recovery against the township.
Thank you.
30 years? I'm old. I measure everything that way.
30 days, thank you. Ms. Seeger?
Okay, I'd like to thank the council and the staff that did a great job on the budget and for your support. You did a great job in reviewing it, and we were proud of our budget this year. Tomorrow is Administrative Day, Appreciation Day. It's kind of a staff day to thank all our hardworking staff in Rockaway Township, that we appreciate their hard work. And on Thursday, we are going to participate in Bring Your Child to Work Day. So if anybody's around and want to see everybody's little ones that they want to bring, stop by and say hello. We'll have a fire truck, police department, and maybe a dump truck here for a little bit for the staff to show their children what they do, and maybe they'll have careers in government. And then, Mr. Quinn, you're not the only one who walks that path. A lot of us do during the day. And matter of fact, I'll let Brian talk about it if he wants to. He put in a grant along with the borough together to repave and fix a lot of things that are down there. We did do that. Unfortunately, we didn't get it. They had it, and we're still working out the logistics of that, but we are looking into that. If you notice, we did a lot of work with fixing benches and cutting trees down that were going to fall on people. So we are well aware of the issues there. Just want to reassure you, the DPW is all over it. We also, I think that was it, and thank you.
Ms. Palmieri?
Thank you. I don't have a report tonight, but I'd also like to thank the council for approving tonight's budget, and I look forward to working with you throughout the year. Thank you. Oh, and happy Mother's Day.
Mr. Coward?
No, there's moms out there.
Thank you, Council President. Just stating briefly, I think Pat summarized it very well. The town has been pursuing grants and low-cost funding options for addressing the Park Lake path. Some of those have been successful. Depending on our luck moving forward, that path may end up on the township's capital paving project in the short term. Some of the tree work that was done in the last month or so was aimed specifically at shoring up the area that we anticipate the aggregate for the path will be in. We've had some issues with settling with the way the path was done 20 years ago. We're hoping to not have that, make sure we get the maximum life out of the new pavement. And that is all I have.
Thank you. I'm actually going to skip. I'm going to do Mr. Dyer, and then I'll come back to you, Chief.
Chief's a lot cooler than me, I get it.
He's our closing act.
The only thing I want to add is for a couple quick things. In regard to Career Day, I want to thank Principal Alfonso Ganella. I reached out to him when I first heard about this and put the organizer in contact with him, and he jumped all over it and said, "What can I do? How can I help?" I said, "You have the customers." So a thank you to Principal Ganella. Also, mark your calendars. May 1st is a big day here. We open up Mount Hope Pond registration and summer camp. So May 1st, any residents ask you, yeah, there you go. And for a summer camp, we're adding KDM this year. Want to thank the residents in regards to Peterson Field. Thanks for staying away from it. It gives a lot more room to the contractor to do whatever he needs to do. Also want to thank Mayor Jackson. He has really put himself out there with social media. If you guys have noticed, it's exploding on our our Facebook. But with that also comes all the folks who are clawing at them and clawing, we're out there putting everything we can to educate the residents. So, I'd like to ask the residents, if you have questions, call me. You don't need to go on there. It's more of an advertising of what's going on, how we can support the community, not a platform to go down some rabbit hole. And, call the building, call here, we can get all those questions answered. And also last, I'll take responsibility of the clock. We bought a new clock. It broke within like 60 days. I held the manufacturer to the feet to the fire, and I'm like, I'm not going to pay until you get me a new one. So a little bit of delay, and it's coming soon.
Thank you.
That's it.
Chief?
Thank you, Mr. President. We've had a busy couple of weeks since last time we met. This past Saturday, we assisted with the Dwayne Haskins funeral service over at the Christ Church. We had over 1,000 people there, about 800 cars altogether, but thankfully it went smoothly. Sunday, as everyone knows, we had the Library Festival. We had officers there assisting with the traffic and also doing their community policing duties, interacting with the public. And, we had nothing but positive comments by, all the attendees. As of late, unfortunately, we've had several fires, both vehicle fires, and unfortunately, we had the fire up on Whippoorwill Lane where we lost a 98-year-old resident. And in regards to that, I'd like to point out the actions of dispatcher Tom Gronowski. He is actually a fireman up at Company 2. He heard how busy and hectic the radio with traffic was. He came in on his own accord and assisted at the desk, which if you were working that day, you'd appreciate him coming in helping out, because with the police and fire and the county and all the mutual aid units coming in. It was just chaos on the desk. But yet Dispatcher Gronowski came in, volunteered his time and assisted the dispatchers in getting, all the fire equipment where it had to go, the notifications made that had to be, given to all the assisting agencies. So I just want to bring his actions to your attention and, commend him on a job well done. We're following up on all traffic complaints in White Meadow Lake and Richard Mine Road with, radar details, as well as some other areas such as Struble Lane, Cayuga, and White Meadow Road. I'd also like to point out that this Friday, April 29th, will be the last day for Captain Ryerson. He will be officially retired at the end of the month after 25 years of honorable service. And in the way of a couple of commercials, I'd like to remind everyone that PAL Challenger Softball will be held this Saturday down at Birchwood Field from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Everyone's invited to come down and cheer on our challengers. And in regards to Mother's Day, I'd like to remind everyone that the American Legion will be having their plant sale on Thursday, May 5th through Saturday, May 7th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So if you're looking for flowers or plants for your mom, come down and help out your local veterans. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to item number 13, closed session. R-2272, resolution authorizing an executive session in accordance with the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act to discuss personnel matters. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Please take the roll.
Councilman Quinn?
Yes.
Councilman Friedlander?
Yes.
Councilman Brooks?
Yes.
Councilwoman Newt?
Yes.
Councilman Salver?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brooks?
Yes.
Vice President Sackett?
Yes.
President Kritz?
Yes, that's 8 yeses. I will tell the public that we're going to set a time period of 30 minutes. However, when we're done, barring unforeseen circumstances, we're going to come back and adjourn. So if you wish to stay, by all means. If not, most likelihood that we will not be conducting any business once we return. Good? Let's go.
Or here, I'll give you one. There you go. Remember, sooner, earlier you get there, the better selection. And the one thing that everyone's popular with is the hanging baskets. There you go. Thank you.
Well done.
Gets upset. That's cool. And you know what it is? It's understandable. People are racing, they drop kids off the shore. But I understand, there's other kids that take the bus, and there's little kids walking along. Would you be able to live with yourself if you knew it? And when you see something.
Well, yes, and that software, the ODS software does not talk to you. YouTube does not talk back. So if YouTube's not getting it, YouTube doesn't tell it. So OBS was doing it. You gave me like directions on how to do it. Yeah, I can read. Sure. Did you just in case something like that happens? Sure.
motion to return from closed session.
So moved.
Take the roll. Sure.
Councilmember Quinn.
Yes.
Councilman Friedlander.
Yes.
Councilman Brooks.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noon.
Yes.
Councilman Salberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brooks.
Yes.
Vice President Sackett.
Yes.
President Chris.
Yes, 8 yeses, motion passes. Make a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
We's out.